Hello, my name is Sean Watley, and I am a student in EDM 310 at the University of South Alabama. This will be my final assignment, and this is my final reflection for Dr. Strange's EDM 310 summer course. During this summer semester, I learned a lot on how to incorporate technology into our classrooms. At the beginning of the semester, I was a little overwhelmed with the class, not knowing if I would be able to keep up. I also felt initially that what we were learning about would have nothing to do with me becoming a teacher, but these thoughts and feelings were quickly put to rest. I was never a computer savvy guy, and I never would have thought that I'd start a blog or open up a Twitter account, but I quickly learned that in order to become a successful teacher, these new tools that were so unfamiliar to me would in fact be so critical to my success. This class has taught me how to incorporate technology into the classroom and how to get students involved and engaged in learning with technology or through technology. In the class, I enjoy learning about pretty much everything, but more particularly smart boards, blogging, Skype, and podcasting. Of the tools that I've learned to use, blogging has to be one of my favorites. I never would have thought or would have started, I never would have thought that I would have started a blog, but now that I have, I plan on continuing to use one as I get closer to becoming a teacher. Blogging, I think that blogging is a great way to express yourself. It's a great way to exchange knowledge. It's a great way to exchange ideas with others. It's a great way for you to interact with your students outside the classroom, and I think it's a great way for students to express themselves. Another great tool, of course, is podcasting. Podcasting has serious potential when it comes to teaching and learning. The reason why I think podcasting is useful is due to the fact that students now have the ability to stay on track with what's being taught in class. It's a great tool for students who may be out sick or students who might have had a hard time keeping up with what was being taught the first time around. So with podcasting, you can leave your students a video of what it is exactly that you taught. That way, if they're rusty with something or if they're sick, they can just come back to it and go over it and over until they understand it. Another great tool was Skype. Skype, I think, gives the students the opportunity to collaborate with other students all over the world. If it's used right, then Skype can have serious potential. Students that are interacting with students in other parts of the world or other parts of the countries wouldn't be able to do so without Skype or the internet. Another great tool I'm glad I learned about definitely was Symbaloo. Every time I get online and see Symbaloo, it reminds me of EDM 310. I love how everything is all on one screen and easy to access. I've been using Symbaloo as my homepage screen ever since I learned about it, and I'll probably continue using it as my homepage screen because it's just so convenient. When it comes to complaints, I really don't have any complaints. For EDM 310, I really can't say there's anything to complain about. All I can say is that initially it seemed like a lot was being thrown at us. I'd open up my assignments, and before I knew it, I'd have 5 or 6 tabs pulled up on my Internet Explorer. So it took some getting used to for sure, but eventually I learned how to manage everything in an ordered way. It really does take up a lot of your time, so now I can definitely see how students quickly fall behind if they don't dedicate the appropriate amount of time to the class. Overall, this was definitely a productive class. The class has taught me creative ways to teach as well as creative ways to learn. I plan on taking the lessons I've learned from this class and incorporating them into my future classroom. I'd like to thank Dr. Strange for opening my eyes on how important it is that we keep up with technology and how we can incorporate technology into our classrooms and everyday lives. And I'd also like to thank the student aides, Stephen, Anthony, Jamie, JC, Carly, who were always there at the lab, and they were always very helpful and very knowledgeable whenever it came to any questions I had.